you a brief idea, give you some detailed and in-depth information about Ukraine as a tourist destination. And before I start, I hope all of you are staying at home. You are following social distancing, taking care of the hygiene, looking after your family and yourself in this, problematic situation of coronavirus epidemic. I hope we should come out of this issue, this problem as soon as possible, because everybody is suffering losses because of it. More than the loss of money, it's the loss of life, which is happening around the world. So we should be praying together for the good of everyone. Everyone should come together and pray. I mean, praying is something which doesn't cost anything. We can do, at any point of time. So people who have joined in today for the first time, who are not aware about our company, let me just give them a brief idea about our company. We are Dook International. We are a DMC who are primarily focusing on CIS sector. CIS stands for Commonwealth of Independent States. There are about 11 countries which were separated from USSR in 1991, covering Russia, Kyrgyzstan, Armenia, Georgia, Ukraine, Azerbaijan, Tajikistan. We have Bulgaria, Serbia, Belarus, and Moldova. And along with promoting these countries, our company focus on promotion of tourism to all these countries. Now, how we do that is, we try to consolidate the entire market by, making cheap and easy packages for these destinations. Now, as the name appears, most of the people in our industry are not even aware about this sector. So this is the main purpose. We are organizing these training sessions. So our partners, our travel agents, they should get to know how to connect to these countries and what is the best way to promote tourism to this sector. We are operating fixed departures for about 10 years now. This is how the industry knows about our company. And for people who want to get connected with our fixed departures, if you can see on your screen, we have a portal for agents called Agent Connect. Now, all you need to do is just go ahead and create a login ID on Agent Connect, and that's free of cost. All you need to do is just create an ID if you are a travel agent, and you would get direct access to our live inventory, which is updated on a daily basis. And you can get prices, you can get itineraries, you can get basic and detailed information on every product which you're looking for. So this is one platform where you can just go on and you can get everything about every destination which we are doing right now. Now coming to the destination which we are going to talk about today, which is Ukraine. Ukraine as a destination which most of the people are not even aware that it's part of CIS. People feel that it's a part of Russia, or maybe it's part of Europe. But here we are going to talk about everything. We're going to talk about how you can connect to this sector and how you can actually go ahead and make your product easy. Now we have with us Mr. Anwar Salimov, who has joined us straight away from Ukraine. He is our partner. He is the one who is looking after the entire land arrangement in Ukraine for Dook International. Mr. Anwar, if you can hear me, can you hear me, Mr. Anwar?
Yes, I can hear you.
Wonderful, wonderful. Okay, great. So guys, welcome Mr. Anwar Salimov from Ukraine. And
hello, everyone.
Yeah. I'm going to start with the basics of Ukraine, Mr. Salimov, and I'm going to talk about how we can connect to Ukraine with flight and giving the participation on visa procedure. So let me start with this, and then we can go ahead and talk to you about the tourism prospects in Ukraine as a country.
Sure.
All right. So geographically, if I talk about, Ukraine is connected with countries like Belarus, Hungary, Moldova, Poland, Romania, Russia, and Slovakia. Now, these are the countries where this Ukraine as a country is sharing its land border. But, however, Ukraine has a very huge coastline which is connecting Black Sea. It's about 500 odd kilometers, which is covered by the Black Sea in total. And the city connecting to Black Sea is Odessa. The capital of Ukraine is Kiev. Kiev is the capital where you have international airports, though you have international airports in Odessa as well. Ukraine is primarily a Christian country, comparing to the other CIS countries where the official religion is Islam. The majority of the population in Ukraine, they are following Christianity. Now I'm going to give you some detail about how you can connect to Ukraine by flight. Just a moment. Now, if you see on your screen, this is how we are connecting from Delhi to Ukraine. There is one connection which flies with Air Arabia and Fly Dubai. So even if you're, if you're staying in India in any of the ports, if you're aware that Air Arabia is connecting with 13 ports in India. So all the major cities like Delhi, Mumbai, Bangalore, Kochi, Trivandrum, Hyderabad, Jaipur, we have Nagpur, all these Ahmedabad, all these major cities are being connected by Air Arabia, and most of them are also covered by Fly Dubai as well. So if you're choosing Air Arabia to travel to Ukraine, you have to depart from any port in India, and then you have to go to Ukraine, and which is primarily the capital Kiev, via Sharjah. So there would be a little halt at the Sharjah airport where you would be asked to transfer to another flight, and then you would move to Kiev. Same goes with Fly Dubai. If you're choosing Fly Dubai, you would have to land at Dubai airport, and thereon you would move to Kiev as a tourist destination. However, we also have a direct flight in place, which is Ukraine International Airlines. Now, Ukraine International Airlines is one of the world-class airlines, and it's offering all the facilities to our travelers. Though the travel time is about 5.5 to 6 hours direct, but you won't feel as if it's a long flight. Now, I'm going to talk about the visa procedure of Ukraine. Now, if you look at your screen, these are the important details which you have to take care of if you're applying visa for Ukraine. It's a list of documents which you must carry. If you're falling short of anything, you might face a rejection of Ukraine visa. You need a passport, a valid passport with minimum 6 months validity on the passport. You need to have 4 photographs, 80% face resolution, and matte finish photograph. We would require your visiting card. We would require 6 months bank statement attested by the bank. The traveler should have a PAN card number. We need you would be given with an authorization letter, which would be stamped on our company's or the travel agent's letterhead. A visa application form would be there, which would be attested by the traveler. A travel insurance is required. Of course, a tour program, a complete itinerary would be required, which would be mentioning your day-to-day activities. Your hotel voucher is mandatory because your stay is very important. Air tickets, valid return air tickets are required to apply the visa. And the processing time takes about 1 month. Now, as of now, the visas are being processed by the VFS. So if you're applying visa, you have to apply through VFS, and then from VFS, people would get the visa approved by the embassy. Of course, VFS would be sending those visas to everyone at their mailing addresses. Now let's move on to the Ukraine destination, talking about the culture, talking about the destination. Now, Mr. Anwar Selimov, I would like you to give a brief idea and give us an idea, because you've been living in Ukraine from a long period now. I'm sure you can give us some details about the culture of people living in Ukraine, and also tell us about the history of Ukraine.
To tell about the history, 1 hour is not enough. Because
no, just a brief
so
idea, so people can
yeah,
connect.
Yeah. I will tell you the latest history, I would say. So Ukraine was the part of Soviet Union, and with the collapse of Soviet Union in 1991, 24th of August 1991, Ukraine declared independence. So since then, Ukraine became a Republic of Ukraine, and Ukraine is a very, it's a gateway to Europe. It is located between Russia and Europe. So whatever happens between Russia and Europe, or Europe to Russia, Ukraine to Russia, it happens through Ukraine. So Ukraine since the invasion of Mongolians, you can say, in the 13th century, was always under influence by either Polish government or Russian. So it is, if you look into the map of Ukraine, western side is more like Polish. They have got more inclination toward Poland to Europe, and eastern side they have got more inclination towards Russia. And you said, Davish, you said approximately 95% of the Ukrainians are Christians, but majority Eastern Orthodox Church and at the same time, approximately 30% of the Christians they follow Catholic churches, Catholic Church, and
Okay.
So. In 2014, Ukraine has signed association agreement with the European Union. So
Okay.
since then, they have now they have got the probation period. The European Union gave them some time to bring all the laws, regulations up to the European Union EU standards. Once everything is ready, Ukraine says we are ready, so they can become part of European Union. So it is very good time to visit Ukraine.
Tell us about the influence of Russia on Ukraine, because the people are following European culture. However, the country has been under USSR for a very long period. So how is this clash managed by the population?
Clash? There is no clash. I wouldn't say there is a clash. So you see, Russia. How to say? Russia came to Ukraine only in 17th century. Before that, Ukraine was under Poland. So yes, there is a. As I said, Russia, eastern side is more pro-Russia, western side is more pro-Polish. But at the same time, there is no, which is very multicultural, and very, though they say officially, they say there are so many. There is a Russia is doing this, Russia is doing that, but on the ground level, the population, they are very they are okay with the Russians. They speak Russian. They culture-wise, from east to west. So east side more Russian culture, and west side is more European culture. So there is no clash, as you say.
We remember it very well. We remember it very well, Mr. Salimov, when in 1996, I think this was the year when Ukraine decided to destroy all their nuclear warheads and became a nuclear weapon-free country. And this was an initiative taken when Ukraine was the
1991.
Fourth largest, 1991, fourth largest holder of nuclear weapons in the world.
Yes. In 1991, after independence, Ukraine signed nuclear non-proliferation agreement. Since then, they have removed whatever nuclear warheads, nuclear weapons they have shifted to Russia. And since then, yes, there are atomic power, electric power stations, but as the weapon, nuclear, they are not keeping. Even they used to have, during Soviet Union, they used to have strategic bomber aerodromes. I know these airplanes, but they were also scrapped also. So
No,
now,
we're aware about it because according to the recent publications by leading newspapers, Ukraine is one of the countries where, people are peace loving. And
yes.
in fact, those, bomb carrying, those aircraft are now used for payloads.
Actually, yes, Ukraine is very, very, how to say, cool country. So they are very friendly, very, in Europe and in Russia, people don't smile. And maybe you have paid attention, you have noticed it, but the Ukrainians, they are very guest friendly. Whenever you get lost, you ask for any questions, so they will stop and they will help you till the end. So whenever you say thank you very much, then they will go. Otherwise, they will make sure that you are happy with their services. And yes, Russian English is not very popular here. The majority speaks Russian, but at the same time, young generation, they speak more European languages like German, English, and youngsters. You will find lots of youngsters who speak fluently in English.
Tell us about how Ukrainians perceive Indians, as travelers, because now we are addressing the entire nation. We have about almost 70 to 80 travel agents connected with us in this meeting. I want you to, give us an idea how people, behave with Indians. Yeah.
India is very well known in Ukraine. And thanks to Indian movies, number one, Bollywood, in whole CIS countries, Raj Kapoor is very famous. So since 1960s, 1970s, number one. Number two, at any given time in Ukraine, there are at least 5,000 Indian students studying in Ukrainian higher education institutes, universities. This is medical, let it be medical institute or IT technology, aerospace or aircraft building, but at least 5,000. I'm not really sure about right now about quarantine time, but otherwise at any given time, at least 5,000 to 5,500 students, they study. So so far, the Indians, they have not spoiled their image. And
That's great.
So, yes, and they see Indians, as I told you, it's a very guest-friendly country.
Friendly country.
Yeah. So even Indians, whoever I speak to, they are very, Indian tourists with whom we've been dealing with, they say they were surprised because Ukraine is a part of, geographically and even culturally, is a part of European Union. But they say whenever we go to Europe, we feel like it's a little bit uneasy. But in here, we see people are so friendly. So whenever we are lost, so they try to help as much as they can.
Now, you just mentioned about students. Can you also give us an idea about the education system in Ukraine? How many years people have to spend in school and college, and after that?
Education system is inherited from Soviet Union. During Soviet Union, they were one of the main agendas or main, main purpose or main the aim was to give free education. And Ukraine, as a part of ex-Soviet Union country, has inherited the educational system from Soviet Union. Educational, primary, secondary, and secondary educations are free. And it is compulsory. Once your child is 7 years old, you have to send your children to the school. There are local committees, local governors, you can say. So they send the information to the schools, and the schools, they compare. For example, there are 100 students, people, boys or girls, they are supposed to go to school. And if the schools confirm, yes, we have received 100 students, then okay. If, for example, they received only 99, one person who has not sent his children to the school will be penalized. That he will be ask it. The policeman will come. The social security people, not social security, yeah, social security people will come. They will ask why your child is not going to school. If the child is not going to the school because of the parents' fault, the parents will be in trouble. And from 2001, Ukraine has got 12 years educational system. So 4 years for primary, and 4 years for primary, 5 years for secondary, and 3 years for they call it higher secondary. And when they finish school, then they can go to institutes or universities. Universities, they have 4 years for bachelor and 6 years for master degrees, to get master's degree. And education is free and compulsory. And this is the reason Ukraine has got the highest literacy in the world. Approximately 99.5% of the population, they can read, they can read, and they can write. It's, they are literate, you can say.
Now, can you also tell us about the food in Ukraine? What kind of cuisines people like, and what Indians can go for when they are in Ukraine?
Okay. Ukraine is an agricultural country, so you want it, you don't want it, so you have to accept it. And this is the reason. Main dishes, they are made of different types of wheat, different types of pulses, different types of agricultural products, you can say. So they even drinks, you can say, they call it. They are made of, they boil dried fruits and they make it day-to-day drinks like compote. They call it compote or something. And compote. So the Ukrainians, they use lots of wheat, bread, different types of bread, and steamed like momos type.
What kind of vegetables you normally get in Ukraine?
Any type of course you cannot get whatever is growing in India, but otherwise whatever you can get in European countries, like vegetables, like different types of vegetables. So we can
onion, you get brinjal.
Yeah, sure. Vegetables, fruits.
I know you get a lot of baklajan, which is called brinjal in India.
Yes, and brinjal, onion, potato, different types of beetroot, and you have to beetroot. Okay, from May onwards, there is a the fruit season starts, cherry season. From May, cherry season, then apple season, then grape season. And Ukraine is very well known for its melons and watermelons, which grows.
We have also heard that Ukraine has one of the finest wines available.
Oh yes, yeah, Ukraine. Especially Odessa region, I mean southern Ukraine, like they call it wine belt. Wine belt, yeah. The cities like Odessa and Kherson, Mariupol, and all these cities, they are well known for the wine manufacturing.
Yeah. Now you just mentioned about the season. I would like you to tell me what kind of weather you have primarily in the city Kiev, because we are taking most of our tourists to Kiev first. And is it harsh winter? Is it harsh summers? Or do you have a lot of rain happening in Kiev?
No. Rain. There is no rain season as it is in Ukraine. Like in India, there is a monsoon, for example, one whole month will be rain. No, it's not like that. Weather in Ukraine is very well influenced by the weather in Atlantic Ocean. So whenever there is a wind, it may rain. So number one. Number two, Ukraine and Kiev, as it is, they have got 4 distinct seasons, like in European and Russian and other ex-Soviet Union countries. Winter, when you will have snow, when you have minus sub-zero temperatures during the daytime. And so now it is considered as a spring. Now that the trees are blossoming, they're full of flowers. The small green leaves are coming up. Then the average temperature approximately right now is approximately 18 to 20 degrees during daytime, and the nighttime is approximately 7 to 10 degrees.
Okay, okay, which
Then,
is great.
yeah, summertime, the highest temperature I have experienced is around 35 degrees.
Okay.
30, 35 degrees, but during the nighttime is approximately 15 to 20 degrees. Very comfortable, very, very nice, very, so, it is pleasant weather.
What you're
And
saying is that every weather is a perfect weather for Indians
yes,
to travel
yes,
to
yes,
Ukraine.
yes, 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 yes. We have got we used. I mean, we had some groups on December, January, who visited Ukraine. Just with only one purpose, to see the snow, to experience the weather. I mean, cold weather. They say they have not. They were from South India, from if I'm not mistaken, Hyderabad side. So they said yes, we have seen the AC, but we have never seen the weather, cold weather. So we came just to with the purpose of experiencing that. Yeah, and from September onwards, we have autumn when the trees turn red, yellow. So quite nice period also. So it's like that only. So
This is
it
great.
is, yeah.
So okay. So before we move on to our the city part, let us
Yeah.
tell people about the beautiful landscapes of Ukraine, because definitely city is something which people will definitely experience the moment they they come out of an airport. Let us give them an idea about the landscape which they can experience in Ukraine. We're going to start with the first one, which is on the top of the list, is the Carpathian Landscape. How near is it from the Kiev city, and what is the connectivity, and how much time people can spend there?
Oh, how much time? How much time? You cannot limit them with the time. You can spend one day. You can spend 10 days. You can spend 100 days. It's entirely up to you, and entirely up to your the holiday, how long it lasts. So the Carpathian side. I should have shared my photos, but okay, I will share later. This is the they call it if they were not Alps in Italy, all the Europeans would love to go to Carpathians. There is a saying, because of this alpine Switzerland, alpine side of Italy. So this side is quite famous. But otherwise, if you compare Carpathian side and the Alps, there is not much difference. It's one of the best places. And number one. Number two, if you cannot compare Carpathian and Alpine side, Alps, price-wise. The Ukraine being the they having not so developed economy like European countries. Whatever you get in Europe, you get it maybe half price in Ukraine.
Great. I understand. Now, we've seen many lakes in different CIS countries. You talk about Issyk-Kul Lake, you talk about Big Lake in Almaty. Now, we also have this lake, which is called Nessa Moet Lake. It's also called a Cirque Lake.
Yeah, Ukraine has got, they call it 12 natural wonders of Ukraine. 12 natural wonders of Ukraine, and which is UNESCO recognized. So it's a natural reserves, natural lakes, natural mountains, landscapes. So you cannot, every single lake has got its own peculiar aspects which you can appreciate.
Right.
Yeah,
now, can you tell us how difficult it is to reach to these lakes? Is it easy for Indian traveler, if you think about the Indian traveler?
The problem, yeah, it's not difficult. So, for example, Carpathian mountains, we have got the speed trains which leave around 7 o'clock in the morning, and it reaches by Carpathian side by 11 a.m. And from there to till the Carpathians, approximately 2 hours, 3 hours drive. So, but you have to enjoy mountains, you have to stay overnight in that area. So to see the, for example, sunrise or the dawn, or it's that is the best part. It's not even to go to Carpathian side or to these lakes, it will take 5 to 6 hours drive.
Okay, great. So we have checked mountains, we have checked a lake. Now I also see a ski resort.
Yes.
As you mentioned about the snow, this is a ski resort.
Ski resort starts working from December till January, till February end, because of this the winter season. But during they are for some reason overlooked in summertime. But summertime is also a very nice period to visit those areas.
Mm-hmm.
So
okay, so I understand, because if you go to the top of the hill, you can actually see the nature up close, which is a great experience altogether. And I'm sure for Indian tourists, we can organize different kind of activities like a picnic lunch or a picnic evening snack party, which can happen at any point.
It's very easy, and it is quite doable, manageable.
Sphere reserve now. It's called Danu Delta. Can you tell us about it, and how far is it? How it's difficult to reach?
It is in Odessa, near the South Ukraine, and South Ukraine. It's in the borderland with this Moldova and Romania side, and you can see it is natural reserve actually. So number one, and number two is you can read it. Yeah, you can read in this.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's a natural reserve, which is very well known, and it's by the way, it's one of the sites which is recognized by UNESCO.
Recognized by UNESCO. Okay.
Yeah.
The last one we have is Kivka Park. This is, I think, maybe it's kind of recreational spot which is there. Is it natural, or is it man-made?
Which one you said? So your voice.
Said this one about Sofievska Park. It's an arboretum. It's
no.
Which is
yes. Ukraine has got very rich soil, number one, and very good weather. This is the reason any place where any place you can easily turn into a park. This Sofievska Park, which is in Uman. Uman is like there is a big community of Jews in Ukraine, and Uman was the capital of Jewish community, and they have made this park like it's like it is like thanks to the Ukrainian nation for being so nice to keep the Jewish community in Ukraine. So this is like not greeting, not there is a word. Gratitude. Yeah. So it's not only that one. Yes, Sofievska Park is good one, but if we talk about, this is different side of Uman, but let's talk about Kiev. And near the Kiev, there is a park which is called Mezhigirska Park, which is ex-president's residency.
We're going to hop on to Kiev now. We're going to talk about Kiev in detail. And in this slide, I think it's a wonderful mix of nature, from mountains to ski resort, from lakes, and everything is in Ukraine. We're going to talk about Ukraine and the capital Kiev now specifically.
Yes.
Just a moment.
Just in brief, Kiev in all the Russian, Slavic countries, they call it Kiev is the mother of all Russian cities, because in old Kievan Rus, in let's say starting from 900, 920th till Mongolian invasion in 13th century, it was the golden period of Kievan Rus. All the Russia, Belarus, all the major Slavic, they call it Eastern Slavic countries like Russia, Belarus, Ukraine, they have got the origins, the roots, they lie in Kiev city. Just because, you see, Kiev is in the middle of the steppes. The invaders like Huns, Mongolians, or the barbarians coming from steppes to Europe or European invaders going to Russia, they had always go through Ukraine. So this is the reason Ukraine, because of wars, because of so many conflicts, because of these invaders, it was always from the original city, big city, diminished to one small provincial city. In 1934. After Soviet Union, the revolution happened in 1917. The civil war finished in 1920, and in 1934, Ukraine became the capital of Ukraine Soviet Socialistic Republic. Since only after that time, Kiev city started developing in very fast. So it was number one blessing. At the same time, yeah, it was blessing that Kiev was overlooked by the other. It was a provincial city. This is the reason it kept its own natural beauties, number one, and it kept its this World Heritage sites. Like you can say St. Michael's Golden Dome, Monastery, Mariinsky Palace.
We're going to go through the major places one by one now. And we're going to hear it from you, some information about it, and some experience which our travelers feel when they visit these places. We're going to start with the first one, Independence Square, which you see on the screen.
All ex-Soviet Union countries, they have got one thing in common, which is Red Square. So they started copying from Moscow. So then Ukraine, it used to have its own Red Square. Let's say Kazakhstan or any other country, any other CIS country, they have their Red Square. But after collapse, they turned it into Independence Square. So Ukraine is also same they follow the same step. And they have turned the Independence Square into a major tourist attraction place. So you can see the pillar with the angel standing on top of the pillar, and she is Absolutely. She's trying to how to say it, trying to save the city from the evil eye. You can from evil side. So it has got the major attractions, and the Independence Square. What is good about it? What I like about Independence Square, Saturday weekends from Saturday starting after 3 p.m. till Sunday night. Midnight. The Independence Square and adjoining streets like Khreshchatyk Street, they are closed for the cars, and they turned it into pedestrian road, pedestrian side. So there you can see lots of musicians, lots of artists, lots of the different performers. They will be doing different kind of shows, different
basically the culture of Kiev city can be seen at Independence Square when locals are locals are doing a lot of stuff there, and tourists can also be a part of it, right?
Of course. You see the tourist attractions. The Kiev city, all the restaurants, all the clubs, all the attractions. They are they are made to serve tourists. So we say the average salary of Ukraine is approximately $400 to $500. They cannot they cannot spend lots of money in this kind of attractions. So this is the reason. So they are they are dependent on tourists.
Can you tell us what kind of population mix is there in Kiev? I mean, is it on a younger side? The population in Kiev is on younger side, or you see more of old people? When I say old people, people about 50, 55.
No, younger side.
But you see most
less than 20, 25. Majority is less than 20, 25. And yes, of course, you can see old people, but old people, they prefer not to stay in the cities, big cities. They will try to stay in countryside. You know, they will.
Is it for the reason that city is expensive, or
No.
any other reason?
No, I wouldn't say that. As I said, Ukraine is originally agricultural country. So whenever there is a possibility of average Ukrainian guy to there is an option. You can stay in the city or in the apartment, or you can have your own land with a small house. Then they will prefer to go to the house. No, so this is the reason all the generation, they will try to go to out of city. You know, city.
That's wonderfully explained. That's nice.
Yeah, city is because of pollution, because of noise, because of this congestion. So people try to avoid. Elder people, whenever they have option, whenever finances allow, they try to go out of the city.
Okay, we see on our screen Kiev funicular. Is it more like a tram or a local train, or what is it exactly?
It's an electrical tram. It's like you can say lift. The Kiev city is located on highlands, and it is divided by the Dnieper River, which is fourth longest river in European continent. And so the city, main city, is on the highlands, and the river bank where the promenade is by the riverside. So this funicular, it connects higher side of the city with the lower part of the city.
So it must be a beautiful experience for tourists to travel in this funicular, right?
Sure. Especially
they can see the entire city through it.
Yeah, especially during summers and during winters. And autumn, that's when that funicular, the area which is where the funicular is located, is surrounded by park. So you go through the park, through the park down below to the river bank. Okay, this is
in front of me.
Saint Volodymyr Cathedral. Ukraine, Kievan Rus was Christianized in 988 by the Tsar, whose name was Volodymyr. And this particular church was built was built and named after this Volodymyr. Volodymyr, after baptizing the Ukraine, he became saint in Eastern Orthodox church. So he's regarded as a Saint Volodymyr. So this church was built in 18th century, and the Russian Tsar, who was sitting in that time in Moscow, he came on purpose to visit the opening of this Saint Volodymyr church. It is live church. It is one of the main attractions of the Kiev city, and lots of Indians, I mean, all of the Indians, they love to go to these kind of churches, live churches, where they can see how the services are done, especially during Easter or during this is some religious holidays, and they pay a tribute. They put a candle, they offer some prayers.
Is there a specific code if they enter the church?
Sorry?
Or anything like that? Anything which they need to keep? Is there a dress code which our people have to follow when they enter the church, or anything which they need to keep in mind in specific?
They should not be wearing shorts, and they should not be wearing these slippers. While entering, the males, they have to remove their caps, and females, they have to cover their heads. And they have to. You can take photos, but you are not allowed to take. The flashes should be switched off. So otherwise, and normal ethical rule of behavior. You should not shout. You should not scream. You should not. It's just because people are praying, so you have to respect their.
We have to respect their absolutely.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, so we have this Andreski Uziv. So
Uzvis.
this is, it's like the street. Yeah.
Yes, 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 yes. It was. It connects. It is located on all the Kiev. We can say Purana Kiev. So it is gateway to the old Kiev city from the new Kiev, old Kiev. So it's a gateway. So at the entrance, you can see on the left hand side Andreevsky monastery. I mean church, and it starts from there and it goes below down approximately 750 800 meters, and what it is good. Once you go there, you will feel yourself like you have gone to 17th 18th century. The old houses are old. You will not the roads are paved with the stone, and on both sides of the road you will see lots of painters, lots of the people who are selling, who are offering their own handicrafts art. They call it art painter street. So you will see the artists. If you go, it will take 15 or 20 minutes. They will, in 15 or 20 minutes, they will draw your picture. So
Okay.
yeah.
Okay, great.
And and what is good about this, if you like ancient things, so you can go and you can visit, you can buy there. So you will see lots of artifacts there.
This is this within the city, the National Reserve Sofia Kiev?
Yeah. So this is National Reserve Sofia Kievskaya, which is Saint Sophia's Cathedral. It's turned into a museum nowadays. So it's not active monastery. Built in 12th century. They started building in, actually it is when Ukraine became Christian. They started building it from 988, so approximately 1012 they started building it. So it was the seat of the head of Christian Orthodox Church till 1920. So even nowadays the head of Ukraine Archbishop. So he sits there. It is his office, you can say.
And the Saint Sophia Cathedral is somehow connected with the same.
Saint Sophia. No, it is paste and copy of the Saint Sophia Cathedral in Turkey, in Istanbul, which was built during Byzantium. Now it turned into a mosque. So it is like it was built on that plan. It's like this is bell tower. This is entry to the Saint Sophia's Cathedral.
Okay, I understood. Now, Ukraine is all about churches and cathedrals. We have around St. Andrew's.
Yeah, we have seen.
And I see there is a long list of cathedral. Yeah. There is St. Michael's Cathedral as well, and there is St. Nicholas Wondermaker on the Water Church.
St. Michael is the angel savior of Ukraine. So even in national in India, it is a round wheel. Here you will see the Saint Michael standing, and national emblem.
If I say it wouldn't be wrong if we can emblem, right?
Yeah.
So if we can just make a kind of a Christian pilgrim tour for our tourists who are willing to visit all the churches and cathedrals. I think it's very easy to organize that kind of tour in Kiev city.
Yes, of course. In not only in Kiev, but other cities also. And the Kiev is known as the city of golden domes. All the churches they have got domes with the gold-plated domes.
Gold-plated domes. Great, great. Now, we have the deepest metro station in the world in Kiev city. I think not a lot of people are aware about this fact.
Yes.
So, is this part of our itinerary when we take people to Kiev?
Yes, yes, yes. Of course, of course. Especially smaller groups, we try to take them. It's a good experience for India has got their metro lines, but you cannot compare metro line in India and metro line in Ukraine. Why? Because number one, metro line in Ukraine became operational in 1962. First line opened. So yes, it is a little bit old, little bit. You will not see the AC or something, but it has all the stations. They are like a piece of art. It's like they all the stations like a museum. And yes, and the world's deepest metro station. Yeah, world's deepest metro station is located in Kiev, which is 105.5 meters below the surface level. It's approximately 330 feet below the surface level. It is the world's deepest metro station. It is also written in the World Guinness Book, and it's a part of our.
Wow.
It's a part of our itinerary, of course.
Wonderful. I see some activities for kids and families as well. A Dream Island Aqua Park, which should be a great activity and recreational place for kids and families, I guess. What are the operational timings of this place? I mean, the months.
From May till September 15th, you can say.
Okay.
And yeah, these are open air water parks, but there are water aqua park, which are closed aqua parks, which they are operational 365 days a year.
That's great. I see a lot of it's a bench. The way made it is spectacular.
The Ukraine, Kiev city is known as the city. Let's say in India, the parks are located in the city, but Kiev is called the city inside the park. There is a park around, and the city is located inside the park. So you will see small plots of land. Plots of land, they turn into as small parks, and they put this kind of attractions and small playgrounds for the children, so anyone can come and can sit, can relax, and just enjoy themselves. It's because the weather is very good. Weather, always fresh air, and this is the reason people will prefer to spend time outside rather than inside the houses, inside the the closed areas. Like,
I understand. Now, see something for people who are looking for extreme adventure.
Yeah,
youngsters and people who want to go for something
this is
out of the league, like
actually,
gun shooting. Yeah,
this is my favorite activity.
Okay.
It is not in the city. It's not in the city. It's located outside of city. It's a special shooting range where the police, the armored forces, special forces, they do training. So they do training from 9 o'clock in the morning till 1 p.m. After 1 p.m., it is open for the public. Anyone who has got gun or who wants to experience this shooting range, they can go. They can come and they can visit. They can experience this shooting experience. So they will give you choice of weapons, like different types of European made, USA made, Soviet Union made guns. Like you can see here, AK-47, some AUG or sniper rifles. So you can go, you can shoot, and it depends on your budget, on your capability, on your experience, and then you can do that.
Yeah, must be a great spike of adrenaline rush.
Oh
People must be
yes.
feeling very, very excited about it.
Oh yes, yes, yes.
And the tank ride as well. Well,
Right.
this is spectacular. So it's easy to hire a tank when people get.
Come again?
Now I'm saying, is it easy to go for this kind of ride? I'm sure it's outside the city.
Oh sure, outside of city. Yeah, it is one of a kind of experience, you can say. It's every I'm not talking about females, but I'm talking about males. Every male is at heart of inside the heart, he is a soldier.
It's a soldier.
Yeah. So it's a warrior. Is a warrior. So they whenever they see,
Yeah.
whenever even elderly people, 50 plus, 60 plus, whenever they see these kind of tanks, I can see the small child, naughty child is waking up inside him. They start jumping, they start laughing, they start smiling. Even it's a one of a kind of experience. You say it's a very good experience.
That's great. Now, something for night lovers who would like to go party in the night. I think we have some special areas like party bus and limousines where people can enjoy.
Ukraine became not nightlife, but so party life capital of Europe. Since 2014, when the Ukraine signed the association agreement with the European Union, and the Ukrainians, they can go to Schengen countries for 180 days without visa. At the same time, all the European passport holders, they can come to Ukraine without any kind of visa. So they can just buy a ticket and come. So Ukraine became like a not nightlife, but disco party capital of Europe. So you can see party buses, limos, and there are the different types of luxury cars, different types of. So it is whatever you wish. I mean, even yachts are available, which are which you can take in on rent, and you can the small bachelor party, you can have it.
We're going to talk about Chernobyl and the other areas in detail in our next briefing. We come up with a session of Ukraine.
In short,
we have more to talk about.
In short, we can touch the Chernobyl also. Chernobyl became very popular after the movie which was released in HBO. And if I'm not mistaken, it is called Chernobyl, right? So Chernobyl, So the tours, it is a ghost city.
Yeah.
Located approximately 185 kilometers away from the city, from Kiev city, and there are daily tours. But to go to tours, you have to have. There are special restrictions. What you must know, and we have to get permission at least 3 days prior to departure date. We have to apply. We have to get the permission. And number one, number two, there are restrictions. You cannot wear short sleeves. You cannot wear T-shirt. You cannot wear. You have to be fully covered, and you are not allowed to touch anything. I mean, you are not allowed to take any piece of even stone from Chernobyl area. And at the entry, there will be a special security check, and they will give you dosimeter. For example, if you walk around, they will keep on checking from time to time. So if it is radiation level exceeds the certain level, so you have to leave it. There are tours, day tours. Day tours, which starts at 8 o'clock in the morning, and by 8 o'clock in the evening you come back. And there are overnight tours also, where you can go and you can stay overnight in Chernobyl area in special camps. It's a one of a kind experience. I never expected that Indians will go, but there are many Indians who they say we came specially to visit this Chernobyl. So
we have a lot of people who are ready to take risk for adventure. They can go. They can take any risk for adventure.
Yes.
Now, one thing I would like to talk about, which is which is very important when you talk about Kiev, is Dnipro River. So, just give us an idea, how people can go take a boat ride, have a party on the river, or what kind of places we have around the river which can be seen.
Around the river, Um, there are yachts, there are these kind of boats available for rent. You can take it, we can take it on rent on your behalf, and we can organize parties. You know, we have done it also.
Yeah, yeah.
We did it also. So in these boats we can they can be only you, or we can invite some local guests also. And number one, number two, at the same time, for example, if the group is small, there are in every 30 minutes there are boats which go around, tour around this Kiev city for 1 hour, 1.5 hours, in the evenings for 2 hours. So they do tours along the Dnipro River. The Dnipro River, as I told you, it's the fourth longest river in European continent, and it divides the Ukraine and Kiev city into exact half. Western, I mean, they call it left bank and right bank, and the navigation on the river is open from May onwards till October end, November beginning. And during winters, this navigation, I mean, the boats, we cannot take it because you can see the boats are mostly made for summers. They are equipped with AC, but they give cool air only, not the hot air. So lots of people got a little bit disappointed when we came and when we saw that the navigation is closed, the boats are not available, because in cold weather not many people will try to go to the cold areas.
No, we understand, but Indians would, as I said, they're ready to take any risk when it comes to adventure. So here we come to the end of this today's presentation and this entire session. Mr. Anwar Salimov, we thank you very much for joining in.
Boys were asking about Indian food. As I told you, there are approximately 5,000 Indian students studying in Ukraine in any given time. You know, the chats, the people, boys were asking, students.
Sure, yeah.
Okay, and yes, in every city and any major city, there are Indian restaurants. And let it be Kiev, let it be Odessa, let it be Lviv, and they have got all the Indian. The chefs are Indians. So you will have.
Most important question is availability of vegetarian food.
Yes, of course, vegetarian, Jain, non-vegetarian, South Indian, North Indian, the Punjabi, or any kind of meal is available.
That's great. And I'm sure that must be sufficient for people to travel, because that satisfies their basic requirement when they travel, especially for Indians. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Mr. Anwar Salimov. This wonderful session and quite detailed information we received from your end.
Anytime.
We thank you so much for joining in today. Next time when we meet, we're going to talk about city Lviv and Odessa in detail, and some more information and interesting facts about Ukraine. And tomorrow, when our people will join us at 3 p.m. In the evening, we're going to talk about a special city based in Kazakhstan called Shymkent. And I'm sure tomorrow when you join us on the session, you'll get to know really interesting facts about Shymkent and how beautiful it is and how easy it is to connect to Shymkent. I'm going to give you again an idea about how you can always stay connected to our company. As I said in the beginning, you can just connect to dookinternational.com, go to Agent Connect portal, and you can always stay connected with our departures and latest information. I thank all the participants for joining in today, and I wish they stay safe and stay out of trouble in this pandemic situation. I wish you good luck. Take care. Have a good day.